started?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So appreciate you guys letting me present here today. This is actually the second time. First time was with Bunker Labs, helping them roll out a nonprofit chapter here in Charlotte. Kind of the other side of the coin. And this is my startup, Prohuman Technologies, and we're working on a wearable medical device. Okay. So what it's a wearable that can heat, cool, and compress, designed for mobility and basically treatment on the go. So instead of having to go to the doctor's office, take a pill or a cream, you can have a device, whether you're at work or after work, that you kind of slip on and press a button and have heating and cooling and compression as a way to manage chronic pain conditions. So the real reason for this was pain that I experienced in the Marine Corps and not being happy with the solution that were currently available on the market. So when I started to look at who else experiences pain, obviously about a third of Americans, have some form of musculoskeletal injury, and the military as well is just another high impact, high amount of musculoskeletal injury, right? So that's kind of where all of this started. But these are not the only folks that are kind of subject to aches and pains, right? So athletes, service member, exercisers, even high impact occupations like construction and whatnot can create those same sort of recurring nagging pains and injuries. So where we're at right now, we do have our provisional, non-provisional patents, and we are patent pending, and past proof concept prototyping. I've been moving into alpha beta, kind of expanding the team and getting ready to raise family friends around here and start of 2023. And really, I feel like run the gamut, done customer discovery, both domestically and overseas, analyze the market, in terms of who we compete with, what is the size, how valid is there, in terms of growth, etc. Really, and it's just understanding how do you fund a medical device that still is as high technical risk, and that's what we're going to look at. The SBIR, SDTR funding mechanisms as a way to have non-dilutive funding to put forth prototyping. So the way this works, I think a lot of people assume it's electrical stimulation, but it's actually thermoelectric. So it's heating and cooling, not electrical stimulation, which really, if you look through the medical literature, been used for a long time to help manage pain. And so this is just a mobile way of doing it instead of having to be tied down to a wall, an outlet or a doctor's office where you typically get this. So yeah, safe, easy to use, non-addictive, right? Just using technology instead of pharmacology. These are just some kind of current state of where we're at with proof of concept, prototyping, and then as double point of racing, family and friends around here. And in the next few months is get into let's call it a prettier form factor for the prototype, and then I can start to put it in the hands of medical institutions, sports teams, rehab centers, just do that, get that next round of background pilots, and again, see if the design that we have built is what it actually needs, and gaps that the folks have identified. But yeah, easy to use, slap it on, press a button, and you got a way to kind of heat, cool, and dial in compression for pain management. So these are really the whys and who we're going to be targeting. Obviously, lots of folks, whether they're service members or exercisers, they have musculoskeletal injuries. There's rehab and injury prevention. The DoD is going to be looking at it for return to duty, and then even the veterans for lowering the cost of care in the long term. And then this is who we're kind of looking at in terms of our markets and who is already, in a sense, it's really the professional sports arena that is using tech-enabled recovery right now. It's kind of where we're planning to use our beachhead market. There's lots of other smaller markets that we feel we can tap into. But we got to first get, we got to get the device to the market, and still a step or two away from that. But, so yeah, we did spoke to probably close to 250 folks across Germany, the US, China. Got some really great feedback, and it's just given our team the needed push to keep chasing this. It's the feedback that it's good. So yeah, that's where we're kind of at right now. We feel our device is a viable option when you compare it to other tech-enabled recovery devices on the market. And so again, the goal is for us to get a product launched and onto the market, because that way we already in the sense of the trench technologies. Here's a little bit of our team. Myself with more of the business background and manufacturing experience. Dr. Zhang is actually at Charlotte still, but is kind of in our biomedical engineering. And then Justin and Nolan are our two technical experts when it comes to the electrical engineering. And that's the big key for the thermoelectrics that our devices do. So we do have kind of a medical advisory team, and then have kind of looked at the whole gamut of FDA regulations, freedom to operate in terms of our IP, and how are we going to collaborate with others. So as we're still in that mode of building the team, finding folks to collaborate with, really kind of focusing on the DoD and the NIH for now, to fill their needs. So we're going to keep plugging away and look to raise a friends and family around here in the next probably few months. So love to get some feedback from you guys on thoughts, questions, or concerns. So appreciate it.
Thank you. Any questions, Brian?